All right, now he's got 4 nails in that, but he's doing the outside corner. He notched his top because he wanted his rake boards running long over there. So now he's got a box and he's going to nail the box on. Should fit, right? Awesome. How well does it fit? Not too shabby. So now he's got his front corners done. I think that's going to finish off his, yeah, that's going to finish off your trim on the front. And he did the one fascia board. He doesn't have any long enough, so it's going to be 2. And he did a scarf cut on that. I recommended it because any of this lumber, if it happens to get wet, it may shrink and expand. So you see that little scarf cut there. And so the next board, he cuts at the same angle, the opposite way, and they'll fit in. And if anything shrinks, you'll never see a gap. Well, Dawson's got a helper out here. What are we doing? We're putting a loft in, right? Mm-hmm. How's that going?
Good. Yeah.
Pretty good? Awesome. He's got his radio out here. I heard some tunes. Hey, this is looking good. Nice. He's decided to put 2x6 along this, right?
Yeah.
And that'll line up real nice and give it a little rafter, a little more support. And I can't see anything. I got to go up above.
I turned out the end wall. We turned out the end wall.
Ooh. Looking good, guys. He's doing it to match his side. Got a window in over here. Cool. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Push it in and just nail it.
There's a gap in between it.
It don't matter. There's going to be a board covering it. Just push it in. Push it in and nail it.
Like, you want me to nail in the middle?
Sure.
All right, he's got the framing on the inside. Go ahead and put your window in there. He's got a helper. His buddy from school's up. And he's gonna cheat. He's gonna slide it out. How thick was your trim?
1 inch. So I'm going to slide it out to 1 1/4 inches.
And then he's gonna caulk the perimeter when he's done. And he's gonna put some construction screws in it. And then he'll put a screen on last. This way he's gonna frame the window by just measuring right around it. It'd be simple. This is framing from the inside. It's getting pretty dark out here on a Friday night, but the boys are having fun doing this. Looking pretty good. Woo! Alright. We got that tropical storm brewing. It's coming this way. I think it's Ophelia, right? I think that's what it's called. And I'm going to give Dawson a hand out here to get some of this moving along. Him and his friend was out here in the dark the other night, and they threw some trim boards on the back. Left them long because they were running out of daylight. They couldn't see. So I'm going to cut these off. He's going to go ahead and do his crossboard to match the front, and his corner boards. And what else has he got to do? He's thought about doing a batten board look where he's ripping like a mullion piece and putting on the seams, and then maybe one on every stud. Would look kind of cool. So I'm going to give him a hand till the rain starts.
Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my piece of trim over top of my window like that on the other side of my boat. And so I drew out, got my dimensions of 2 3/4 on the sides, and then we have 10 3/4 length at my 812 degree. So that's what I'm going to be marking out here. And Dad happened to find this 8-inch wide board, 1x. Alright, this is actually a 1x10, but I needed a 7 3/4 inch wide board to cover the entire pitch, and I think it'll look good. So we're just going to be marking out here all our numbers that I wrote down, and then we're going to cut it.
And I'm doing a scarf joint on a fascia board over there. And use what we got here. Quite a bow in this one. So we're going to have to pull it in. The scarf will be on this end. How are you doing there, buckaroo? So to do a scarf, it just means that if the lumber shrinks, I don't know if we got, here's one. I don't know if we got 2 of them out here. But this will be a scarf joint. You have your next one sitting on here to 45. You're looking at the front, and if one board shrinks a little or expands, you don't see a gap in there. That's what I'm doing. This will be the top. Let me see your square B when you're done. You want to use this edge because that knot's up there. Let me borrow this a second. What I want to do is a 45. Gotta get more tools out here. We got a rain coming here shortly, so we got to deal with it. So I'm going to need to go this way. Hardwood on a cordless tool, you know. So there's my scarf, and clean it up a little. You don't see the inside edge of that. And then I need a 78.5. Hold this a moment, Dawson. Put it on a double. So I'm going to do 80.5. And then I'm going to cut this square. Hold on. See, we're borrowing tools, but I wanted to help him because he doesn't have a lot of time to work on this stuff. And we need to get it done. I'm worried about weather, especially today. Get some of this trim on, then he can go buy some paint. Getting close. So here's my scarf joint, and this would be the one up on the building, and I'm tucking the back one behind the front one, so your front would look like that, and then as it expands and contracts, if you get a gap, the gap's way back down under here, so you'll never see it. That's a good way to do it. I saved the line. I should have cut the line, but that's good because you can always cut it a second time. Hey, show everybody what you made.
This is gonna be my top piece, and it's gonna go above the window on the other side.
Oh, they stole my battery. So, I'm making the corner boards while he's doing that. He's got school, he's got bowling. There's a whole lot going on to where we don't have a lot of time to work on this. So I'm giving him a hand, see what we can do today. We installing the corner board. I'm going to do the next measurement. I'm keeping it down about 1/2 inch for water so it doesn't come wicking around.
Alright guys, as you can see, my top piece over the window fits. Now I'm just gonna nail it on.
What's that? Oh.
There we go.
Nice.
So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a board down here, and I'm gonna do a board all the way across, and I'm gonna do slats. So getting down on trim, I have a little bit more to do, and I might grab paint today. I don't know, but I got a caulk, and then I can paint. All right, here's my horizontal board, and did a 45-degree scarf joint. Don't have a board quite long enough, so we gotta work with it here. Look, mark that 54-degree angle.
Do you remember where your framing is? Right
Yes,
here,
that's
right?
right where the nails
So
are.
why don't you put a little mark, or in your head know how far down. So, well, you can see it over there, right?
Right.
So you want that where? In the center?
Yeah.
About like that?
Yes.
How about if I put a nail in it?
You want me to level it? No, it don't matter, I guess. Yeah.
There. Here. And he didn't use any Z flashing, so he's doing these trim boards.
And then we're gonna do another 45-degree scarf, and then finish this horizontal board across.
Put that on your ladder.
Dad says the framing nailer is pretty heavy.
Oh, I think it's heavy as crap, but it's so convenient, isn't it? No hoses, no compressor, no noise. The DeWalt's, they make that rev up sound. It's annoying. So what he's got is a scarf joint on this side. So take your level so you know exactly where it's going. And if you just hold it up there, like so, throw a mark, over and throw another mark. We are,
About 1.5 inches.
yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we take the measurement from here. What do you got there, Dawson?
About 30 7/8.
No,
What is it?
you got about,
Can't quite see it.
it looks like 30 3/4 probably. And that's to the long side. So he's going to go cut that one.
All right, now I got my cut, and it lines right up. So I'm matching my scarf, and I'll nail that on. And then I'll push up my angle, so I love it. Beautiful, look at that.
Now, what do you got left? That center one?
I have to do that center board.
Why don't you go measure that one?
And,
We'll cut that one.
Yeah.
All right, he's got his last trim board, mounting it right in the center. And then I think we're going to start on the batten board. And I think that we know the studs are 24 inches on center. And if he lines them up either at 2 foot, 1 foot, 8 inches, it would look similar to to his batten board LP siding over there. It's Smart Side. And those are every 8 inches. So I kind of wanted him to do something similar here. And he used the shiny side out on the sheathing, so it'll take paint pretty good. And then, I don't know, we don't have any examples out here, but I think if we cut him an example, and he had one on the seam, and it's 1.5 inches wide, it'll cover his nails. And he knows he can use any length nail he wants into it. If he wants to do it like every 12 inches, we know there's a stud here. He could have it every 12 inches, would look pretty good too. He could do it every 8 inches. And that would tend to be a little bit off center on some of them. But over here it'd be 1, 2, 3. 8 times 3 is 24. And this is 3/4 inch. So depending on the thickness, he might be able to use air staples. And maybe a dab of glue and just stick them right on, and they'll last, won't they? I think that's a good idea. Tell me what you think in the comments. All right, like here's an example board, and this is roughly 16 inches. It's only because that's the size of this building. Over here, if he does it every, stand back and see what you think, Dawson. Every 2 foot would work. I think if it was every foot, would look good too. But my opinion is, what we should do is get some material, figure out the width. Like this is about 1.5 inches, so it's going to cover his nails nicely. Way too beefy. We don't need anything this thick, right? So I think it should be thinner than that. So we could get a lot of them out of one, say 2x4, whatever. And then I think what we should do is have him plan on doing every seam first, and then decide how often he wants them. What do you think of that? Good idea? He doesn't seem too excited. Dawson's counting the seams all the way around, and then on the front he's going to have a couple too, and a couple in the back. And what we decided is we're going to use a 1/4 inch Luan, and then he can use a little adhesive on the back and air staples, and that'll take paint really good. Alright, I got a 1.25 sheet of Luan, 1/4 inch Luan, and he's going to put it on with some like FRP sealant, whatever, like adhesive, and then he's going to do 1/4 inch staples. Hi, Tiger! What you doing? You vocal? You out here mousing today? Give me a mouse, would you? We don't want him to come inside. They can stay outside. We're going to take and cut them on the table saw, and what we're going to do is have Dawson grab them. I'm going to rip them at 1.5 inches, and on the sides I believe they're going to be like 94 inches long, and then they're variable on the gable end there, whatever. Well, we might have to end this video short. It's starting to rain. Wind's picked up. So he's got his mullion pieces on there. He's going to do one in between. Now it's going to kind of jive with his other building. I think it's going to look good. What do you think? Looking good so far. Alright, the storm is hit. It is raining. We decided to take a little lunch. We're going to end the video here. And we'll show you soon the finished product here. Follow along with the channel. Remember to like and subscribe. See you later.